Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Brother D. It's your boy coming at you with another video. I'm outside on my little 5-minute break. I'm gonna knock this quick video out, and you know, I just want to talk about some stuff, man. I want to talk about the Warriors and what the Lakers can learn from the Warriors and what the NBA as a whole can learn from the Warriors, man. I think, and you know, I saw the game last night. Lakers lost 119-115 to the Clippers. And let's get on to this. I'm gonna tell you what's the Lakers' problem. Lakers' problem is they have no patience, man. I mean, y'all ain't gotta disagree with me. I mean, half the time nobody even watches anyway. You know, but all I do is come up here and tell y'all reality. But it's just a fact that nobody wants to hear reality. And you know, if people want to unsubscribe, go ahead. You know, people running around and dodging the truth. And the main problem with the Lakers is that they have no patience. And I'm sorry to say that, but they have no patience. They don't want to build anything. And one thing you got to get a Warriors credit is that they stuck it out with Jordan Poole. They stuck it out with Juan Toscano Anderson. They stuck it out with Gary Payton II. These guys, Damon Lee, these guys were G League players. And now they're starting to benefit. They are starting to benefit. They are building a championship team. And they spent a whole lot of money. They didn't sign, they went back, they signed Iggy, brought him back. But the key is, all these players like GP2, Iguodala, they play defense. They play defense. And that's something that the Lakers don't do. They don't play defense. You're not going to win a lot of games giving up 120 points a night. They gave up over 140 points to the Sacramento Kings. And you telling me that you don't have a problem? I'm not being negative. But I'm just going to tell you the truth. That you can learn from the Warriors. The Lakers can learn from the Warriors. That the Warriors have patience, man. When they had that 15 and 50 season 2 years ago, might as well say 2 years ago, they didn't panic. They said, you know what? We're going to stick with the people. We're not going to go out and sign a whole bunch of crazy free agents. Only reason why they traded D'Angelo Russell, let me say this. Yeah, they traded D'Angelo Russell for Andrew Wiggins and them draft picks. Look how it's benefiting them. They got Moses Moody and they got Jonathan Kuminga. I don't know how to say his name, but they got Jonathan and Moses from Minnesota. Now they're grooming them in Santa Cruz. So pretty soon, before you know it, they're gonna start being productive. They ain't gotta spend a whole bunch of money. What the Lakers do? Every year they go out and try to get all these big name free agents. And then Frank Vogel, his problem is jump shooting. They have no jump shooting on this team outside of Monk. Monk did a good job last night. But the problem is the Lakers have no patience. They don't want to wait on nothing. They don't want to sit and wait for a few years. Look at the war. Look what they did for 2020. They suffered, okay? They suffered. Clay got hurt. Steph got hurt. They said, you know what? We can get draft picks. They got draft picks. And now look at them. Look at them now. They don't have a whole bunch of crazy free agents. They got solid veteran players with solid guys that like Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole was in the G League last year. He's a 17-point a game scorer now? That's the problem with the Lakers. And it turned me off from the Lakers. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, it turned me off. Because they didn't want to build nothing. They don't want to build anything. They want and that the quick fix. And what I would do after the season is this is not, and it's not playing out. They're 500. They're a 500 team. I'm not gonna say they're a bad team, but they're 500 team, 500 at best. And they're not playing. They're not. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we have to just be honest. But a lot of people, we got a lot of LeBron fan boys on Facebook and the internet. If you say anything against Bron, people ready to unfollow. Go ahead, unfollow me. Don't keep wasting my time every time I do a video. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear it. They have no defense whatsoever. They played without. Let me get this straight. Without Paul, without what? Without Kawhi Leonard. Kennard got off last night. Nobody was guarding him. What are they doing on defense? Talk to me. They're playing zero defense. And what are the Warriors doing? The Warriors got what? What, the #1 ranked defense in the NBA? Talk to me. But y'all want to keep running away every time I do a video. Every time I do a video, people want to run. I am so sick of it. I got 300 subscribers. And people hardly want to watch my videos, man. Why? Because you don't want to hear the truth? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I offend people with my blunt honesty. But it's time to be honest. Until the Lakers play defense, where are they going? Where are they going? Why not, after this season, trade Bron somewhere else so you can go get younger? Because Bron can score, but he can't play both sides of the... I mean, it's crazy retarded. LeBron James is in his 19th season, and you expect him to carry you to a championship? Come on. That's being unrealistic. But people don't want to hear the truth. Bron is doing all he can, but he's 30, he'll be 37 years old in 2 weeks. And you expect them to carry you to an NBA title? How retarded is that? Why not go ahead on, after this season, trade him? And I'm not putting the blame on LeBron. He's a great player, but at this stage of his career, it's too much. You don't want to build anything with the Lakers. You trade away Caruso. You trade away Lonzo Ball. You trade away Julius Randle. They're damn near all-stars on other teams. Chicago Bulls, he's playing better. Alex Caruso, one of the best defensive guards in the NBA, and you trade him, man. And that's the thing that's separating the Warriors from the Lakers. The Warriors have the best defensive team in the NBA. Juan Toscano Anderson. They got dogs on their team. They act like they want it. I mean, do the Lakers care? They're playing like they don't even care, man. They don't even care on defense. Kennard had all those free open shots last night. I seen it. It was an abomination. And I don't care if people want to get in their feelings. Get out of it. This channel is not for you if you're going to get in your feelings, okay? Get out of your feelings. We call it like it is. Why you think the Warriors kicking everybody butt? Because they play defense. They locked the Suns down last night. They beat a team that won 18 straight. But nobody wants to talk about them. Why? I looked at another YouTuber, but I'm going to call his name because if I don't talk about people, nobody even looks. Look at the black Skip Bayless. No hate. He said yesterday that the Suns was going to beat the Warriors. What happened? They got waxed. Stephen Curry had 23 points. But Juan Tristano Anderson, GP, all these guys in the crew showed up. I called that last night, but nobody even looks at me. Why? Because somebody's telling you the truth? And I have no dislike for LeBron, but it's too much at this stage. AD is 28 years old. He has to play more aggressive, man. Do AD want it? He acts like he don't even want to be there. He acts like he doesn't even care. Why are you turning? And then what makes it so crazy is why are the Lakers trying to turn Russell Westbrook into a jump shooter? He's never been a jump shooter. He's a slasher. That's the difference between Steve Kerr and Frank Vogel. Steve Kerr takes their disadvantages and turns it to an advantage. He took Draymond Green, a player that was undersized for a power forward standpoint, and turned him to one of the best power forwards in the league. They took their small size and they used it as an advantage. Like this old saying where it says that wisdom is better than strength. Yeah, the Lakers are bigger. Yeah, LeBron James is big. AD is big. But they're not playing with their heads. They're not playing with their heads. You can have all the strength in the world, but if you ain't got no wisdom, if you don't have no light, you gotta have your head in the game, and they don't have that. And that's something that Steve Kerr has. That's something that Golden State has had. They're one of the smallest teams in the NBA, but they use their size and quickness to their advantage, jump shooting to their advantage. Stephen Curry is not the biggest person, even though he's put on weight over the years, but he uses his head. That's the difference between him and Russell Westbrook. Stephen Curry plays with his head. Russell Westbrook doesn't. And that's your problem. That is your problem, man. That's something that the Lakers can learn from the Warriors. Start you taking their strengths and using them as an advantage. If Russ gonna run to the basket, do pick and roll with him where he can slash to the basket. Like Utah, John Stockton and Karl Malone. They ran a pick and roll offense where Karl Malone could go to the basket. You set up cutters where they can go to the basket and stop shooting all these crazy three-pointers. Bron is a slasher. Make an offense where he can slash. It's simple, but they don't have the right coaching. Then you want the. How can they play defense when half the team is over 35? Talk to me. In their mid-30s, they don't want to play defense anymore. That's why I say after this season, trade Bron. It's no knock on him, but at this stage of his career, he cannot do that anymore. 2012 is too different. 2012 from now, I can see 10 years ago, Bron could carry him on their back. But he can't do it anymore, man. He's 36 years old. Y'all don't want, you see, that's the problem. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. I don't give a damn if people want to keep ignoring me. I'm going to keep saying it. Until they play better defense, they're not going anywhere. And that's something that the Warriors have done. The Warriors they play defense. They play smart. They don't have a whole bunch of superstars, but they take, that's the problem. That's the difference between the Warriors and the Lakers. The Warriors they turn their weaknesses and turn them into the strengths. Stop making Russ a jump shooter and go to the basket, man. Let him go to the basket. But see, the problem, and that's the difference. The Warriors play defense. So you know what happens? When they get steals, they get easier baskets. They're not working as hard. But see, when you don't play any defense, you can't get any easy shots. So all the shots are either jump shots or difficult shots, and that's the problem. That is the problem. Nobody wants to talk about Golden State. They're kicking everybody's behind, but nobody wants to talk. All we want to talk about is the Lakers. They're a 500 ball club. And I told you this summer that all of these guys, like Kent Bazemore, Malik Monk, Wayne Ellington, all these guys were veteran minimum guys. What did you expect? So you expect what you think, because they put them on the, so basically they were water. So they walked into the Staples Center, you think they're gonna turn into wine because you put them on in a gold and purple uniform? It don't work like that, man. It does not work like that. That's the problem with, they got veteran minimum players. And what I would do after this season, if I'm Jeannie Buss, I would strap this roster. And I would just start from the beginning. Start all over. And just rebuild in the draft. I'm not being negative. I'm just telling you the truth. That's the difference between the Warriors and the Lakers. Look at them. They drafted Jordan Poole coming out of Michigan. Who else they drafted? They drafted the two kids they got with Jonathan and Moses in the NBA draft. They drafted Wiseman. He's only 21 years old. He's gonna get better. They're developing, they're drafting and developing. That's something the Lakers don't do. They traded their whole future for Anthony Davis. Traded your whole future away for Anthony Davis. And believe it or not, make it so bad. The Pelicans get their draft picks next year too. They're not first round draft picks next year too. So you gave your whole future away for Anthony Davis. You can learn something from the Warriors. Start building in the draft and stop getting all these big name free agents. That's what the LA way. They want to rush it. You can't rush a championship. You just can't just throw guys together. It happened 2020, but it doesn't happen like that. It takes time. You know, that's something the Warriors have done. They take their weaknesses and turn them into strengths. But that's what the problem with the Lakers. They don't turn. Yeah, they have no jump shooting, but they're good at slashing. But they don't turn that into it. You should turn your weaknesses and turn them into strengths. That's something that they don't do. But that's it. That's all. Deuces.